Chucky is back. Chucky is back, finally. Season 2, premiere up on YouTube. We're going to be talking about it today. But first, I didn't want to be, clickbaity with my thumbnail. How did Andy survive? So I'm saying I'm going to watch this back real quick. I don't know about to be okay for copyright just to play this since it's on their YouTube channel, but I'm thinking that he probably jumped out of the car in time because he obviously survived. I mean, they said later on in the episode, something.
They didn't find the body.
Yeah, they didn't find the body. That's right. So, yeah, I don't know if they would show right before. I mean, but we may get a scene and go back and have him just jump out of the car real quick, because I'm thinking whenever we go down, we don't see him actually in the crash. So there's either that or they just don't explain it at all because, it's just kind of a show to have fun with anyway. So, fucking Stranger Things with Hopper's whole fake out death, they really didn't even explain that well. So if they can't explain stuff well on Stranger Things, how are they going to do it in that?
I mean, they showed how he got out there.
Yeah. But anyway, so yeah. But I was going to say, if this was the end of Andy, I would be okay with it. I would be okay with it to a degree. I mean, it is good to keep legacy characters and stuff like that around. But at the same time, I thought this would be pretty epic. Him avenging Kyle. That is, if Kyle's really dead, and taking out probably as many Chucky dolls as he's ever taken out.
They said 64 or 74 or something like that.
Yeah, but some of those definitely survived. Or alternatively, another prediction I had is he actually does fall in the crash. And I also like this transition here. They did a few cool transitions in this episode, but I like it how it's kind of like a rest in peace Andy with the cross, and also kind of sets up for the whole season being the church theme, whatever their place they're going to.
Mm-hmm. I didn't even catch that. That's actually pretty good. Foreshadowing.
Yeah, but he also could have actually survived the crash all the way to the bottom. Unlikely, but let's say he did, and then transferred his body maybe into one of the dolls somehow. I don't know. They do crazy shit with the voodoo all the time. But I don't think so. I think they want to keep Andy in his human form. So anyway, that's that. And we'll start. What did you think of the episode before we go through it?
I mean, I thought it was a little messy from getting from point A of, okay, everything's okay, we haven't heard anything from the dolls, to point B of, everything's so fucked that now we're in this school for troubled kids, basically. Mm-hmm. It was a little messy, but, I mean, it's Chucky. They're probably going to come back from it pretty well, so it is what it is. I think that it was a strong start for bringing Chucky back with the way that, he is. Chucky's just so legendary. I don't think, as long as whoever the guy that directs these, what's his name?
Don Mancini.
Yes, Don Mancini. As long as he's the one directing these movies and Brad is voicing Chucky, then there's going to be some
good direction.
Yeah, there's always going to be some really good lines and some Easter eggs here and there that we always if you're a really big Chucky fan like me, then you're going to catch on to them and you're going to appreciate them, even if they're small and vague. I mean, you're like, hey, I know that.
Yeah, so we got some of that in here. We'll get into, but yeah, I thought this episode had a feeling of it. Definitely, it could have just been like a season finale for season 1, but they didn't get enough episodes in season 1, so they had to kind of move some of that over here. Because the intro with Andy, all that shit, yeah, that was action packed, awesome for the start. But for premieres of everything, almost every show, you want to have stuff chalked in there. So we're expecting to see what happened to Nika, what happened to where's Glenn and Glenda when they're coming in. We got some big stuff that we're expecting to see, and it feels like in this episode we spent a lot of time with
like recapping Lexi and going back.
Yeah, so what it felt like is they didn't have enough time in season 1. This episode was still good and still serves as a solid setup, I think, for the rest of the season, but it was just kind of like, okay, it's more like an epilogue for season 1, and then it says season 2 starts at the end, So it was fine. There's some fun stuff in here, but yeah, definitely more big stuff to come we're expecting. So yeah, at the start, I think we get a few questions answered in this one. We get the question answered. We were always wondering, with these Chucky dolls, let me make this full screen.
If they have hive mind.
Make it easier. Yeah, sorry if that's been minimized, hard to see. If they had a hive mind, yeah, it seems like their memories are kind of vague. They don't really recognize Andy, but they do at a certain point. So maybe they remember Andy from whenever he was a kid. Maybe they have those memories.
They probably
and then
have
it comes
the
up,
OG, the OG memories. But once they've inhabited their own doll, that's where the hive mind ends. They're your own thing now. You know. but they all respond to like the one Chucky, I guess. I don't know how they communicate, you know.
Yeah, I don't know, but so they kind of try to answer that, but then and also we get a reference to probably can't find it exactly, but we get a reference. What was it? Bride? The line that you said in Bride where he's like, yeah, it's not the size that counts, asshole. It's what you do with it. In there, yeah. So that was fun. Tiffany definitely not dead. We'll see her, probably come to life in that one doll. So yeah, it was kind of psyched to see her again. Like you expect her to be a big part of the episode, and then she's just gone. But yeah, you got to be patient. Hopefully, we get more episodes this season. I did like there was a lot of time also spent kind of on these two's relationship. And I thought that was fine because I do like their relationship and the way they illustrate their struggles to you as a gay couple, especially with having to wonder, not only is it tough to be together like when you're a teenager and get away with that when you're kids, but also having your parents find out you're gay, like how they're going to react to that, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, nice funny lines in here too. There was one where the kid starts. And I think this scene was like taken. This is again where I think they just didn't have enough time with season 1 because this scene looks like it was straight out of like season 1, something they filmed, and then they just had to put in here because they look significantly, I think, different. Because they're growing up fast.
Right.
Later on.
Kids these age tend to age pretty fucking quickly. Like 2 years ago, they looked so fucking different. They looked like kids, like literal kids. Now they look like young adults, but.
Right.
Phobia, the fear of clowns, is caused by childhood trauma.
His line. I may not be the final thing, but he has
I thought you were somebody else.
She caught it where he's like, yeah, I got dead parents or something. He was like, oh, okay, yeah, because he's got the dead parents too, right? So
he said, where's your family, your friends? He's like, they're all dead.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay,
same.
Yeah, funny. Let's see, these phone calls were the first time. I was actually like high last night on some Delta 8 whenever we were watching this, moderately, so maybe it was just that was why this was creepy to me, but I felt like these phone calls were as scary as Chucky had been in a long time.
Get it automatically.
For me, just the voice coming through.
Yeah,
and
my foster mom's awesome.
Yeah, I don't know.
Showed
It
off to all
just
her
really
rich
gave me the
friends.
creeps, to be honest. So I thought this scene was well done, although I think it's really dumb that Chucky has like obviously such an iconic voice, and he's just like realizing that thing. Like, hey, you think that could have fucking
deserves a
been
family too.
Fucking doll that was trying to kill me?
What
No
about
way.
me, Jake?
No way.
It's been like 6 months. I miss you.
Really?
I
So
know.
that was a little dumb,
I miss you
but,
too, babe.
yeah, super creepy. Okay, so then we get into the stuff with Lexi, right? I do like this scenario where they're both on the same FaceTime call. And, yeah, you can see Chucky's POV, but they play it smart. It's nice whenever people don't, just act dumb for the sake of the plot. They call the cops, if they can't get in touch with her. And it does seem like we're going to get, great, we got an ad.
Win at work by communicating
We're going to get
effectively.
some redemption for Lexi's character this season, which last
Grammarly
season I
helps
was
you
complaining,
rewrite your
okay, she's
sentences
such
for
a bitch,
clarity.
and then suddenly she's just redeemed and around.
In the
Well, no,
next
it seems
year.
like we're made to feel.
Lexi, you have done this before,
Yeah,
right?
because if I were in Jake's position, I would have been like, you know what? I'm just going to let Chucky kill that bitch because I can't fucking stand her. Maybe it's what she needs.
Yeah.
But now, she's a troubled kid fighting off her anxieties with drugs, and I guess she's very grunge now. I don't know how that changed her taste of music and style, but, I guess it's just, like you said last night, make your character more likable. So,
Yeah.
Because I guess a lot of people are probably still like, how the fuck are they friends? Like, you don't just become friends over that.
Right. But yeah, so they're cleaning that up this season, it looks like, and maybe focusing on her more in a more likable way. So yeah, we'll see where that goes, if that'll actually make her redeemable. And then she was talking about this scene was a little dumb, yeah, a little bit forced just to get the doll with them. Like, yeah, the therapist is like, we've seen this so many times in the Chucky franchise, but it is what it is. She's like, yeah, I got this super rare doll.
Fagan did that in
Your sister's
either Cult
grabbing
or
heart
Curse. Remember
and your
when they give
sister's
the doll
child.
to Nika?
Years.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of with that. So
But yeah, I was telling him, I was like, she
time.
just spent like 2 minutes explaining
Whatever
how they
happened to-
don't make any of these dolls anymore, and they're very rare, and they only made like a few to begin with, and now she's like, here, I'm just gonna give it to this fucking kid. Like,
yeah,
what?
but she's playing it smart. She's got trauma, smashing the shit out of it, at least being not stupid about it. And what else we got here? Some good references in here. I think we had a reference to Scooby-Doo at some point. Oh yeah, and this was funny, I thought, with the little kid in bed whenever she's having
serious?
her,
This is
repeat.
Caroline.
Yeah, just say dolls are fucked. Never trust any doll.
Good, and you can't tell anyone or they're gonna send you away, okay?
Okay.
I don't trust any
But
doll.
never trust-
A little bit more.
Dolls are fucked up.
Yeah, dolls are fucked
Never
up. That's what
trust.
it was. Yeah, it's always so funny when kids curse. So
Every single time.
yeah, that was that. And then I really appreciate a explanation that they had in here that was definitely just for the audience. Where is that? Where they talk about how much Chucky, how he gets around, like how hard it was back in the day getting around on foot, but now he can just get an Uber everywhere, you know. Just as I think it was just a one-off explanation, because I'm sure last season, I believe I remember a lot of the complaints in the reviews were like, how does Chucky get from here to here to here, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, there we go. Chucky takes Ubers, you know, a little silly, but you know, within the theme of
What did he say
the show.
before? He said before I'd have to, what did he say? Kill someone and hold them hostage or whatever.
Yeah, because
and
he
make
used to
them
like
drive.
strangle them in the back or in the car and hold guns to him and stuff like that, as we remember. So that was nice. I thought this whole explosion scene was a little bit stupid, to be honest. I mean, maybe it was like a different doll variant wanting to try out a different way of killing people, so it wanted to make a bomb. You know, this.
I think the OG one is the one that died, the one that Tiffany killed.
Maybe.
OG Chucky.
Maybe, I don't know. But yeah, I think we're led to believe that this was a variant just trying something fun. I don't know, but it was still a little dumb the way he was waiting for her to come down to set off the explosion and the way none of them got hurt in the explosion. I don't know. But, you know, it was done. You gotta cut some slack with shows like this, and also...
Well, they said 6 feet, so I guess
Oh, yeah,
they
they
weren't
did
that
establish
close.
6 feet. But still, it was stupid. He was just waiting around. And how, you know, she could have just came down the stairs and been like, oh, well, fuck, I'm not walking down there.
Or why didn't
the
they
fuck
just
would I walk
like,
down there?
why as soon as she come down, just be like, don't come down, like just turn around.
Yeah, like, was he just gonna detonate the bomb anyway? But anyway, this explosion was super strange. I don't know much about bombs. You know, I'm not a fucking terrorist. But
You sure?
they, I don't know. We'll see.
Well, you'll see
Piss
them
me
in
off,
hell.
But the explosion is looks like wildfire from Game of Thrones. If anybody is familiar with that god awful show,
It's
hopefully
like
not.
caustic gas.
But
It's like
graduation.
a fart when
Yeah, it's like what the fuck was this about? Did that kill the kid? I don't know. It was like a.
It wasn't like an explosion, but it was like a gas bomb.
Yeah,
What is that?
I don't know if they just couldn't like show that because it was the kid. It would be too violent. I have no idea. Anyway, music in this episode was good as always. By the way, yeah, their score, and then it felt a bit rushed having them blow over this part of suddenly we're in jail now.
You killed a kid.
Yeah.
Why?
It felt like they could have had more of a court trial episode or something in there, you know. But okay, we're cutting to the pace, you know, and that's fine as well. So yeah, I thought that this Foster, I thought this place at the end was going to be like the camp from not season 3, the third movie, the
boot camp.
Yeah, the boot camp, but no, yeah, it's funny whenever
That
they.
would have been funny.
So yeah,
But this is cool too.
But this is cool too, yeah.
Because this is something that none of the movies has really delved into. We only saw about his childhood in the show, so we've only seen a little glimpse in season 1. So now we'll probably see a lot more about what happened here.
Yeah, more flashbacks and stuff, so that would be fun, especially with maybe more Tiffany scenes in there.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's funny whenever they get there, she's like, what's she say? You know, why are you here? Because God hates us, you know. Real funny to say to them. And then we're asking ourselves at the end, what's in the box? You know, what's in the box? Everybody knows what's in the box, guys. Come on, it's fucking Chucky. Or maybe Tiffany. Maybe it's both. I'm thinking Chucky. So yeah, that's the episode. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10, you know, like I said, just because it felt kind of weird, like it should have been a season 1 finale. And then, what are you going to give it?
Yeah, about the same. It wasn't one of the best, but it's still good. It's a solid start, and I know it's only going to get better. I think they just had to wrap up some loose ends that they didn't have enough time, like you said, and you got to make it work. So it is what it is. Not going to hold any grudges. I love Chucky. I think everything's still funny. I actually like these actors, which is weird because I don't really like young adult kind of sitcom-y type stuff. Not that this is really sitcom-y, but you know what I mean.
Right.
But
So
I like
now, and now the real season 2 begins, right, next week. So stay tuned, subscribe for that, and let us know what you thought of the episode, and we will see you in the next one.
Bye.